Wow. Workers' Party Pritam Singh police investigation. The police are still in the process of investigating the conduct of Workers' Party Secretary General Pritam Singh and Vice Chairman Faisal Manap in relation to former party member Raeesah Khan's hearing before a parliamentary
Workers' Party Chief Pritam Singh has disputed a fellow party leader's account, which suggested that he let former MP Raeesah Khan decide whether to clarify her lies in Parliament. He was also queried on whether his instructions to Ms. Khan led her to repeat falsehoods over a sexual assault case. The leader of the opposition was recalled again to testify to the Committee of Privileges over notes that Workers' Party Chairman Sylvia Lim had presented earlier. Deborah Wong with this report.
Well, Mr. Singh was recalled again to give his evidence. This was his second hearing, and this time it happened in a 40-minute session. Now, he was asked to clarify evidence that Party Chair Sylvia Lim had given during her testimony, and this was regarding a set of handwritten notes that Ms. Lim had produced, taken during the party's disciplinary hearing on 29 November, and this hearing was about Ms. Khan's lies. Now, in those notes, Mr. Pritam Singh had told Ms. Khan that it was your call on whether or not to come clean in Parliament, and Ms. Khan had then said that she was consumed by guilt and that she thought that the matter wouldn't come up. And Mr. Singh then said, "Can't lie, right?" And Ms. Khan agreed. Now, the committee then asked Mr. Singh what he meant by your call.
So the reference to your call must be a reference to a conversation that took place on the 3rd of October.
That is right.
Right. So in that context, would it mean that it is for Ms. Khan to make a choice?
No, sir, it would not.
That's an ordinary meaning of the phrase "your call." Would you agree?
Yes, but if you look thereafter, I said, did the need to tell the truth in Parliament occur to you? It's a confirmation in my mind of putting the term "your call" into context.
Right.
So I did not specifically frame the question to say that this was you were told to take ownership and responsibility. So the question wasn't framed that way, but it was quite clear in my communication to her when I asked your call. I mean, it follows from the evidence I've given earlier about the responsibility a WP MP should take vis-a-vis his or her work in Parliament, the sort of politics that we want to practice, and I suppose that one has to look at it in totality.
Well, Mr. Singh then added that Ms. Lim might have given what he calls an abridged version of the conversation with Ms. Khan. And he was later also asked to clarify evidence that Ms. Loh Pei-ing, and Ms. Loh Pei-ing is Ms. Khan's former assistant, he was asked to clarify evidence that she gave. And he agreed that, her takeaway on the 3rd October conversation that he had with Ms. Khan was that she was given a choice to lie.
We do note that you recounted this incident to Ms. Loh and Mr. Nathan, both of which interpreted it differently from how you intended it to be.
I wouldn't say differently, Chair. I'm just basing my comments on memory of what they said in their evidence to the committee. I don't think they were equivocal about having a different understanding.
But it wasn't clear in their minds that you had told her. Indeed.
It was a nuanced reading of what.
So they didn't get this
happened.
from Ms. Khan. They got this from you, and you recounted this. And importantly, it was recounted on the 12th of October.
Yes, that's right.
When actually she had, I would imagine, disappointed you by not telling the truth on the 4th.
Yes, that's right.
Now, the committee has also summoned the party leadership. It's Mr. Singh himself, Mr. Faisal Manap, as well as Ms. Sylvia Lim, on the 20th of December to produce documents that they took during their internal meetings relating to the committee. Now, the three of them have refused to produce these documents on several occasions during their earlier testimonies, and the committee says that they will consider the responses in the next session. Now, meanwhile, the committee also said that they have largely concluded the proceedings, save for a few outstanding matters, and it will soon submit its findings and recommendations to Parliament.
So the first conversation I had with any party leadership that the first time that I gave any sense that it was an untruth was on the 7th of August, and it was a short phone call, which then was followed by a meeting at Pritam Singh's house with the chair, Sylvia Lim, and vice chair, Faisal Manap.
did you put it in clear terms to them as well that the statement you had made was false?
Yes.
Could they have misunderstood?
No, they could not.
What was their reaction to this?
It was incredible disappointment. There was a lot of anger. But I think there was some compassion there as well. The reaction was that if I were not to be pressed, then the best thing to do would be to retain the narrative that I began in August.
Let me understand the last statement. You said if you were not going to be pressed and then you retain the narrative that you started in August.
Yes.
It means if you can get away with it, we don't have to clarify the lie, correct?
I think in the simplest terms, yes, you are correct.
And so the Workers' Party leadership who was present there, their initial reaction to being told that there was a lie or falsehood said in Parliament was to try and duck the issue if possible. And if it doesn't come up, then the truth need not be told eventually, correct?
I have to say, though, that Pritam Singh's initial response was that I should go to the Committee of Privileges. But after discussions and me explaining the circumstances that led me to the information in the first place, that changed.
So the upshot of the meeting a few days after the 7th of August was that the Workers' Party leadership decided that there will be no need to clarify the position. They will keep the lie in place, since if you're not pressed, there's no need to clarify the truth, correct?
Correct.
Hey, thank you.
Hello! Hey, we come to the end already there. Have you pressed the button yet? Subscribe lah. Okay, thank you. Subscribe. And also press the button like. Yeah, very good. Thank you. And then have a nice day.